Hi, I'm Eric Siegel with Kit Bash Survival, and today I'm going to give you a tour of one of my Get Home bags. I actually have two Get Home bags, and that's because I have two vehicles. I have a Ford Fusion plug-in hybrid and a Ford F-150, and so with two vehicles, I have two Get Home bags and two EDC kits, one in each vehicle. So I keep the EDC kit in the front of the vehicle where I can get to it easily, because that has everyday items. And then in the trunk or the rear of the truck, I have a Get Home bag. Now, this is the one from my truck, and it's actually the smaller of the two. And the reason it's the smaller of the two is because the truck has some other stuff in it, like toolkits and stuff, so I don't need quite as much stuff in this as I do in the Get Home bag in the Fusion. But because the truck does not have a trunk, I put it under the back seat. And so what I've done with this bag here is I've put these Velcro strips on the back, and these grip to the carpet on the floor of the truck. So I put this under the seat, it grips to the carpet, I fold the seat back down, and it stays put and doesn't move around while I'm driving. So this is a Get Home bag. It is not a bug out bag, and it is not a wilderness survival kit. So a bug out bag, which I do have in this very room, I have two of them. The bug out bag is designed to sustain you for 3+ days. It's a much more well-equipped bag for a much more dangerous or severe situation. The Get Home bag is, as its name implies, just enough stuff to get you back home if you're in a situation. So I guess the textbook situation or example would be if you're in your car in the middle of nowhere, you break down, there's no cell signal, and you're kind of on your own until you can get back to civilization and back home. So it's got enough supplies for about 24 hours of living. You could probably go a little bit longer if you needed to, but the goal is about 24 hours worth of stuff. Now I got this bag on Amazon. I think it was about 24 bucks. It's a tactical sling bag, although I never wear it as a sling bag, at least not yet. I haven't had to. And it's a nice little bag. So what we'll do is we'll just go through each of these compartments one at a time, and I'll show you what I have. Now keep in mind that just like any other kit that I have, this is evolutionary, so it changes over time. So generally what I do is I keep it in the truck year-round, and maybe twice a year, maybe 3 times, I'll pull it out and refresh and replace and substitute stuff. And I'll also change stuff depending on the season. You know, if it's cold or hot outside, I may swap a few items. So it's always changing, just like any other kit. Also keep in mind that because this is a Get Home bag, it is not a bushcraft out in the wilderness sort of survival bag. It's sort of a mixture of survival gear, food and water stuff, and urban survival, like stuff to charge your cell phone and things of that nature. But anyway, we'll start off on the exterior. So up here, I've got a thermometer on a little metal carabiner clip type thing, little S-clip. Then I've got a Nebo Slim flashlight, very bright. It also has a flashing mode and stuff like that, and it has a clip and a hook. Very nice. And this one is rechargeable with a mini USB. Now on the other side, I have another Nebo Slim. This is called the T-Note. Slightly different because it has the strip in front. So if you turn it on, there's that, and then there's that. And there's also a flashing mode. And this too has a clip and a hook. This is not rechargeable. It runs on AAA batteries. Now you may wonder why I have 2 flashlights on the outside of the bag. That may seem excessive, but actually it's not. Recently I was helping someone change a tire in the middle of the night in the rain, and I used both of these when I was doing that work, and they came in very handy, so I like the way it is. Then right here I've got a whistle on another little carabiner. Then back here there's this little area, and I've got a large trash bag. Large black trash bag. And you can use that for anything, collecting water, collecting trash, all sorts of stuff, rudimentary shelter, anything. Alright, now we come to the top pocket. so the first thing I've got is a pack of tissues. Then I've got this little waterproof container. It's a pretty cheap waterproof container. I mean, I wouldn't trust this thing underwater for an extended period of time, but for general rain and stuff like that, it'll be just fine. So I've got a compressed Coleman towel. I've got, pour this out. I've got an MRE tissue pack. I've got 2 mini glow sticks down here that fell out, just for emergency lighting. I've got a pack of Strike Anywhere matches, a mini Bic lighter, got $40 in cash. I've got a little piece of fat wood to help build fires. And then I've got a Victorinox Swiss card light. I love this thing. It's got a pen, a little needle there, a pair of tweezers, a knife blade, a pair of scissors, a magnifying glass, a screwdriver tool, and then a light. Pretty cool. It's also got a ruler up top. I love these things. All right, moving on. And back here, I've got some spare batteries. I've got 4 AA's and 4 AAA's. So that's it for the top pouch. Now we'll move down here to this front pouch. So we've got some duct tape. This is 5 yards of duct tape. And then I've got 2 hand warmers. Those are the kind of hand warmers that you expose into air and they warm up. Moving on, we've got this pouch here. And there's a lot of stuff in here, so we'll start in the back. First up is a Victorinox compass. And this is not a fancy compass by any means, but it is adequate. I've had it for years, it works just fine. You can adjust your declinations, so that way if you have a map, you can get some bearings. Always good to have a good quality compass on hand. Then I've got a ferro rod on this little clip here, a ballpoint pen, a plastic spoon, a large glow stick, and then right here I've got a Leatherman Rev. There it is. And of course it's got a blade on it. That. And on the inside it's got some tools as well. We've got a little hook, a file, a can opener, and then 2 screwdrivers. So it's just a good basic multi-tool. Alright, then I've got an iPhone charging cable. It's about 6 feet long, I think. And then I've also got a micro USB charging cable. Got 30 feet of reflective paracord, 550 paracord. I've got a power bank, an Anker power bank to recharge a phone or anything else. And then finally, I've got some Repel 40% DEET bug repellent. So that's it for this front pouch. Now we head to the main compartment. All right, so got some Charmin Basic to go, just a roll of TP. Got some spare underwear. I've got a pack of Daytrex emergency rations. These are those little ration cookies. I actually think they taste pretty good. 2,400 calories, I believe. Then I've got a tacked bivvy, emergency bivvy sack. It's also got a little whistle here. Then I've got a spare pair of socks to go with the underwear. Then I've got this emergency blanket, a cocoon travel blanket, because you never know. These come in handy all the time. I've got a life straw in case I need to drink out of a puddle or something. Then I've got a first aid kit, and it's just your basic first aid kit. Nothing fancy. I've got a little airline bottle of whiskey. Hey, you never know. Might come in handy in a bad situation. I've got a small stove, one of these little mini stoves, and a pack of the trioxane fuel, just in case. Then I've got a steel cup. It's just a basic, cheap steel cup. I picked it up at an Asian farmer's market here in Atlanta for just a couple bucks. And then I've got a large knife. This is a Camillus titanium knife. This is not fancy at all. It's 440 steel. I'm sure it's made in China. The reason why it's in this pack is because, you know, I didn't want to have something really expensive in here because hopefully I'm never going to have to use it. And so, you know, I picked this up for about $15 at Tractor Supply one day. And, you know, it's really sharp out of the box. You can shave with this thing. Is it going to be the kind of knife that lasts for years and years and can take a beating? No, probably not. But is it good enough to get me home? Yeah, and so that's why it's in here. Now, I could just as easily swap it out with something like a Mora Companion, or I could even swap it out for a Buck 119. Either one of these would be a great choice, or something else. But I just decided to go with the Camillus for now, just because it was inexpensive. I'm not going to miss it if it just sits here unused for years and years. And like I said, it's not great. I wouldn't count on this for continued wear and tear and years of service, but will it work in a pinch to get me home? Yeah. And again, this is not a bushcraft type of survival kit. I'm not going to be chopping down trees or anything like that. It's sharp, it's a good slicer. And also keep in mind, I've got 2 other blades in this bag, so this is not my only knife. All right, then we've got a small pouch in here. This is my sort of food and beverage pouch. So let me show you what's in here. It's another MRE tissue pack. I've got some caffeinated jelly beans, so some sugar and some caffeine. I've got 2 12x12 sheets of tin foil. I've got a sachet of MRE beverage base lemonade. I got 2 instant coffees, taster's choice. Got 2 packets of creamer to go with the coffee. I've got 2 packets of sugar. Here's one of them. See if I can find the other one. There it is. So 2 packets of sugar. And then 2 moist towelettes. Oh, I've got another lemonade pack. So that's 2 lemonades. And I've got 2 packs of MRE chewing gum. And then finally, we've got a pouch back here. And this is sort of the water pouch. So I've got 2 packs of drinking water, 4 ounces apiece, so that's 8 ounces of instantly drinkable water. And then I've got this little bag, and in here I've got a 1 liter Whirlpack water bag. I've got 10 water purification tablets, enough to purify 10 liters of water, and I've got 2 Melita coffee filters to help filter the water out, to filter the dirt and debris out. All right, I've got it all packed up again, but I did want to show you one final thing, and that is that if you look in the main compartment here, there's a little bit of extra space at the top, and that was done on purpose to allow me to add seasonal and environmental items as needed. So for example, in the middle of the winter when it's really cold, I might put some gloves or a beanie hat or extra hand warmers up here. And in the summer, when it's really hot, I might put some extra water packs up here. But anyway, this has been one of my 2 get-home bags. I might do another video in the future showing you the other one, although it's pretty similar to this one with just a few differences. But yeah, let me know what you think. Is there something that I've left out, or that I should have put in there, or that I should have done differently? Let me know. As I said, this is an evolving thing. It's always changing. So I'm always open to suggestions, and if you make a suggestion and I like it, I might make that change the next time I take this out of the truck and evaluate it. But anyway, that's about it for now. Again, I hope you enjoyed this. I'm Eric Siegel. This is Kit Bash Survival, and I'll see you next time.